YouTube, fellow collectors, newcomers, and most of all, people really do love the content. It's your man, Mr. Starger, back at it again with another video. Today, upon your phone, TV, or computer, whichever device you're watching the video on, I am bringing you a video no more than just conversation. So, the conversation we're going to have today is blended families. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. I myself is dealing with blended family, you know. And people, you can come in, leave a comment, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Let me know what you think. Are you a type of person that has a blended family or whatnot? Just let me know. Just let me know. Well, of course, you know what I'm saying. Me and my wife, we got kids. She had four. Now she have three. I have three. In this household right here, one of my kids live with me, and one of her kids live with her here. And you know, um, when kids tend to fall, or what I'm saying, try to get back on their feet, they have to come back home. So, you know, doors are always open. So, you know, yeah, the doors are always open, homie. So, you know, so now we have um, both her kids here. So she have all three of her kids here because two of them they don't, they had to come back. You know what I mean? Their things wasn't working out, so they had to come back. So, you know, um, and it's rough. It's rough. I'm gonna be honest. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. You know what I mean? Um, Let me tell you something. You ain't grown until you get your own shit. Point blank, period. If you living with someone and trying to be grown, it don't work. It don't work. Ain't but one man in this household right here. One. Only one. You know. Ain't nobody above me. You know. And, I have to kind of like shut shit down. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know I'm not your daddy. I ain't trying to be. But this is my fucking house. You know what I mean? So I have to shut shit down. You can't come in thinking you gonna just leave my house when you get ready, come in at all sorts of types of night. Nah, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. So, um, yeah, you got to respect my house. Now I don't know if y'all having um issues or things of that nature when it comes to blended family, but you know, like I said, leave your comments. This is relatable content that I'm gonna start putting out. Not necessarily gonna be about toys all the time, but some real life shit. You know what I mean? Real life shit. Like I told y'all, people want to know what the real life shit about. You know what I'm saying? Some of that relatable content shit. So that's what I'm here for. To shine light on certain situations that you might be going through. You know what I'm saying? And you can't tell me that you're not going through it. Somebody who watching this video has a blended family. Yes, somebody has it. Or either they are living, what I'm saying, as a blended family. Either you have a blended family or you living with someone that's, uh, that's blended, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, people. Being the man of the house. You have to be the man of the house. There's no way a man should be following a woman. No. Now what you just heard, that was my pistol. That was my pistol hit the floor. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. That was my my remote control. It wasn't no pistol. That was my remote control. But if a man allow a woman to lead the household, something's fucking wrong. Something is fucking wrong with that picture. Seriously, something is wrong like hell. How you gonna follow a woman, man? You know, see, in my household, you know, follow me. You know, follow me. You know, I lay by the door. She lay behind me. You know what I'm saying? You know, now I don't know how y'all bedrooms are set up, but each bedroom we done had, you know, I laid facing the door. I'm near the door, just in case somebody won't try to come up in there. You feel me? Let me know in the comments if you land next to the window, your significant other is laying, or your wife laying towards the door. Homie, that's not right. That ain't right. Fix that shit. Fix that shit. You know what I'm saying? You the man. You know, pump that gas. Make sure you got gas in the car. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have to do things like that. The little things, you know what I'm saying? Keep her from getting out the car, getting gas. You know, that's your responsibility. But I have seen in certain situations when I be out hunting or whatnot, where I see a dude sitting in the car while a woman is pumping gas. That just don't sit right with me. I just look and I be like, man, that's just sad. That is so fucking sad, you know. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Some men like that. Some men are like that. State of mind. The right state of mind. So you do. I'm quite sure y'all that watch me right now have jobs. Hopefully, if not, you don't work the job before. So fucking with people on the job. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise that because you don't know what state of mind a person in. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. The person can then just had a flashback of a reminiscence of someone that done died, and they're not having a good day starting off, you know, and then you want to come in and joke and make fun of this person, and this person ain't really feeling this shit. So when this person is not in the right state of mind, you know, you know, this person probably really to, you know what I'm saying, hurt somebody, you know what I'm saying, get this motherfucker off me, you know, go to the car and shoot a motherfucker, you know, shit like that. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So people out there, you know, be mindful, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like the type of person that, you know, wanna fool with somebody that really ain't in that mood, especially, you know what I'm saying, if they got something going on in the mind. You know, just don't do it. Just if you even start and you don't get the feedback that you thought you gonna get, leave it alone. Apologize and leave it alone. Go on about your business. Cause if you keep fucking with somebody like that, chances are shit ain't gonna end well for you. Cause you know that mindset, you know, it you just don't know. You just don't know. And, you know, until they snap, go off on your ass and it's over with. You're done. You cooked. You're over with. You know, we'll see you laid off in that cast or see a picture of you, whatever, depending on what the motherfucker do to you. But I'm just saying, you know, that mind state, you just don't know. You just don't know what person state of mind, you know what I'm saying, what they in. You know, you don't know what they're going through or what they've been through or what they just went through, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, let me touch base on this. And we're going to keep it work related. We're going to keep it work related because this is relatable content. People, if you go to work home and you are pissed off from home, don't bring your home shit to work, okay? Because you have to deal with people. So, if a person asks you something, you just cock an attitude just because the person asked you something, then chances are, you gonna have a bad day, and then the person that you done, what I'm saying, went off on, they gonna have a bad day, and they're just gonna be like a ripple effect, meaning that this person that you just pissed off, they gonna go piss somebody else off, and then you go on down the line. So um, and I find that shit to be very true, because person can throw your whole entire day off with some negative energy or some negative shit or just something saying something negative. You know, if you go and ask this person something pertaining to the job, and the first thing they say is what, knowing that they heard you because they said what, and you said it loudly and clear enough, but they won't just be like what. It's like the word what was just waiting to come out of their mouth as soon as whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever, after this person had a bad night or had a bad weekend or had a bad fucking morning before they got to work. What? I don't like that. I try to speak loudly and clear enough for a person to hear and understand what am I saying. So therefore, for you to say what, evidently you heard me. You heard me. You just wanted me to repeat myself. And I don't like to repeat myself, especially when I'm asking you something that's work related. But hey, people have issues at home and want to bring them to work. But vice versa, I also want to touch base on bringing your work home. Relatable content, people, relatable content. So bringing your work home, bringing what doesn't piss you off at work home, that's not good. That is not good. You know what I mean? If you happen to call your significant other or your wife or your husband or whatnot, and he or she be like, you be like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? They was fucked up. You know what I mean? Or why you ask me how my day was? You know what I mean? Because they already mad. You know what I'm saying? So, now this is like a phone call from work. Like they hadn't got home. You done beat them home, so you want to call. They are like on their way. And he be like, how was your day? You know what I'm saying? What you mean, how my day? But they was fucked up, or just angry, you know what I'm saying, from the work. You know, people, you got to leave that shit at work. Don't bring your work problems home. And don't bring your home problems to work. Some people get that shit twisted, you know what I mean? And just make other people mad just because you mad. You know what I'm saying? Upset. But see, it gonna take a lot to piss me off, a whole lot. You know, even though I don't like when a person be like, wasn't me and all that, they even though I was speaking loudly and clearly, and I don't like that what shit, but it is what it is. But yeah, leave that work shit at work, man, and leave the home shit at home. You know. But that being said, people, just a little short video I wanted to share, you know what I'm saying, about the blended families and, you know, the work, you know what I'm saying, or state of mind that you in, you know, people bringing their problems to work and then people taking their problems home from work. So this is relatable shit, man. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you know anybody that having issues with, dealing with the blended family, or do you know anybody having issues with their job for bringing work home, or bringing home issues to work? Just let me know. Let me know, because I want to know, you know what I'm saying, is people experiencing things like that? And let me know about this content right here too. If this is something that you think would be most fitting for you to check out, you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm here for, you know what I mean? And, Like in the comments, you can, talk to each other about certain things. You know what I mean? So, holla at your boy. This your man, Mr. Starch, when to get ready and sign out to all the Toy Tuber fella. Well, this is ain't been a Toy Tuber video, so let me erase that and say all the YouTubers, for the collectors, newcomers, and most of all, people that really do love the content. Deuces, and I will definitely catch you on the next one. Peace out.